Okay, so this is just going to be a quick thing on how to make icons for Twitch. And just a little disclaimer thing here. When you search for pictures and you're using them, you have to be careful because of copyrights. But mostly for Twitch, you're okay. You have something called fair use policy. So if you're using it for, I'm going to get an example here. Cartoon wool. So if you go to images, so fair use lets you use images for non-commercial products. So basically states that if you use it for your personal use but don't intend to sell it, it allows you to pretty much use the image and alter the image for your own usage. If you were to take something like this little guy, for instance, has a paid, you actually have to pay to use it. And if we go to vector stock here, you can see that you actually have to buy standard versions for print and advertising and expand for resale and reproduction. Do not use this guy for your image because you could get in trouble for it. This one's good. You know, all images may be subject to copyright. It's very, you know, gray area for that. As long as we're using these for like our little Twitch icons, you can't get in trouble. I would advise not using some images like this for your main logo for Twitch. So you know how I have my Lone Wolf charity logo? That one was actually created by a person. Like, I hired someone, I paid him for it, he made that. Maybe he used the image in the back, but the rest is him, you know, basically rearranging the letters and using paint or whatever, you know, Photoshop to make those. So that is something that you probably want to get created by someone else, only because if you're advertising yourself, that can be considered copyright material if you're using someone else's material. So you don't want to do that either. So just be careful with the images and what you're using them for. For our usage, copying this little guy and using him will not be a bad thing. So you copy and paste the image you want. I would go for a cartoonish image, because what we're going to do here, if you use a real wolf picture, so if we don't, you know, logos and stuff, we're going to be nice, but if we go and get a real wolf looking picture, cutting this guy out to get rid of the background is going to be very difficult, and Twitch requires you to have a no background picture, and I'll show you how to do that in Paint really soon. So I would steer away from real life images. You can use logos, like just random logos, you know, like a microphone mic image. So like if you need a mic for like playing with a mic with me, you would use this kind of image here. But the real life images are going to be a little bit more difficult. So if you type it, you just got to search correctly, like mic logo. See, this brings up more, you know, picture, kind of like just simple drawings. Simple drawings. Let's use that. All right. So anyways, we got our cartoon wolf. And then what you're going to do here, you're going to do a couple things. You're going to go to canvas, and you're going to turn transparent canvas on. Now you currently have no background. The other thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to set your sizes. So I recommend, number one, creating a folder for like Twitch icons. That's what I did. So this says Twitch icons. It's going to be hard to see. But then I have my images in 3 different sizes. So you can start with any one of these sizes. I prefer to start with the larger one because it's just easier to work with. So you're going to change this to 112 pixels wide. And then this is 112 pixels deep or tall. Then that is the size of your image. That is exactly what you'll be working with. So 2 things. We are going to paste our image. He's huge, right? He's way bigger than what we need, but that's okay. We're going to leave it like that for now. Once you paste the image, you're going to come over here to Magic Select. This allows you to shrink the size. We want the full image, right? Okay. And then you click Next. Then it highlights it all in this like blue section. But say you didn't want the eyes. Like maybe you wanted the eyes, and then this takes a little practice to get used to. You might have to zoom in if you want to get closer. You can see how you can see the actual individual pixels, but then that took away the eye, and that's not what we want. So if we want to add it, you hit click add, and you can add all this back. Alright, so I want to go back because we don't want to mess up the wolf. We're just going to keep him normal. And we go next, and now it highlights him all. So when I was saying you have a real life picture, this is what happens. You don't get this clear image all the way around, and it gets really hard because there's no defined line between the background and the pixels you want to use. Alright, if you want to add part of the outside background, you can do that too. See how if you do certain areas, it will actually like add the whole thing back. So now we have like half of the background, half no background. But then you want to remove it, because always when you hit next, you might not get a full perfectly outlined image, and you might have to go in there, edit, look closely. Sometimes you'll see like little blue circles inside the eyes and things like that. You want to get rid of that. So let's go back and go next again to reset that. Is this actually part of him? That's hard to tell. I think it is part of him. It would look funky if his eye was popping out. Alright. So then you're going to hit done. So now what that does is basically separate the doggy image. See how he's floating all by himself, and we had an image before? And then you have your background. You could delete the background. Get him, and you move him to the side, and then you select the background, and you delete it. Why is it not deleting the white background? Maybe it is, and I just can't see it. There we go. Alright, there we go. Now it's gone. Alright, we're good now. For some reason, it wasn't deleting the white background. You want to make sure that there's no white in there. I don't know what that glitch was that was going with the half, but it's good to make sure that that's not there. So it's also good that you saw that it happened, because things are never go smoothly. So let's resize this to 112 again. And you're going to take your little wolfie, and you're going to bring him down, and you're going to make him as big as possible for your cameras. So you're going to bring him in here. You're going to try to fit him as much as possible. Keep zooming in, zooming in. And let's say that is perfect. So there you go. Now you got a little wolf, and he is transparent, so there's no background. So what you're going to want to do now, I know this is a lot, but this is where once you get this stuff down, it becomes really easy. And this is the cool part. So we're going to save as image PNG 12, and then your 112 pixels, and you're going to hit save. And so it automatically popped up here because I have a bunch of Twitch things, and this is where I save all my stuff. But go to your folder and then save it as a PNG. Now, I recommend naming it something special. So let's just say Test Wolf. Test Wolf. And then label it by its size. So 112. Because you're going to need to transfer these over. So we will save that. Alright? There you go. You got your 112 pixel picture. Then you're going to go to save as again. Image. And right here you see the width and the height. We're going to change that to our 56 pixels. Hit enter. And it automatically resizes both height and width. You hit save. And then you should have your other image that's already saved. So Test Wolf. So we're going to type it in again. Test Wolf, or copy and paste. Whatever's easier for you. And we're going to type 56. Right? Save. And then you got to do it one more time. Save us. This prevents you from having to make 3 different images, which is what we were doing earlier. Then I found this little hack. And then your other size of the image is 28 pixels. And then now he's really, really tiny. This is for like phones and things, I think. Then you hit save. And then you label it Test Wolf. All you're doing is changing the numbers. 28. Whoa. There we go. And then hit save. And then so now, if you go into your save files, which are here, we should have these. We gotta go back. There we go. Did it refresh? There we go. It did refresh. So now you have them perfectly in line with your 3 sample sizes. So 28, 56, and 112. So as long as you name them the same and just change the numbers after, they will always line up perfectly like this in your Windows browsers. It makes it really, really easy. Okay, so now you want to take your little guys that you created, you can see that I've created, you know, some images. Some of these are for like the channel points. Let's go to Twitch, go to your emotes. So we're gonna do an emote because I unlocked the second emote, so I have it open. So what you're gonna look for, like under emotes in Twitch, is your emotes here. You'll see an open setting here. Just because I could have done this in the channel points as well. It doesn't. You know, let's do that. That's easier. I don't want to do that yet because I haven't figured out what my emotes are yet. So we go to channel points and let's just add a new custom reward. And this is what it looks like for almost everything. Because you're going to need this 28 pixel, 56 pixel, and 112 pixel images. And it's pretty much drag and drop. So if we open our file again over here, you will take your little thing over here, put it there, take that one, put it over there, take that one, and put it over there. And then now you can see that he's a little pixel wolf on the thing. And you finish renaming all that stuff. And these can also be your emotes for the thing if you get creative. And that's it. And then you hit create and it will pop in, but just make sure to drag and drop. And it makes it really simple as long as you label them correctly. You can start doing these pretty quickly once you get used to it. So let's make a new one. Oh, cancel, new, don't save. So we can make a new one. Let's do this kitty. And let's copy. Let's see how he turns out. Then we're going to paste. And then we're going to do magic select. And then we're going to do next. And oh, perfect example. We get the kitty that doesn't want to cooperate. So we are going to add things back. So we want to add his whole ear back. Look at that. I'm going to add this part of his ear back. This is, you got to be careful with this. Make sure you're doing it good. He seems to have literally lost all his white. Because the magic select saw the white of his body as the white of the background as well. So this is a perfect example. We're gonna edit all this back in. I'm gonna go on the mouth, and then you could give him a black eye if you want, but we're gonna take that back out. All right, now we're good. So we're done. We got the kitty. Oh my goodness! See what I mean? It's a little. We are going to want to add the mouth and the eyes back. Alright, so undo. Let's paste them again. So like I said, some images do not cooperate. So we're going to want to add his eye. Add that eye. And then add his mouth. And then add the white of his body. Oops, we didn't get this part. There we go. Kind of like add that back in. Add this back in. This takes a little practice. Once you get used to it, it's perfectly good. There we go. And then we're going to add his ear. Oh. And then we're going to add this part over here. Okay, there we go. Done. Now we should be able to move him off. There we go. All right, fix that. So we move him off. Delete the background. Change your canvas over to clear. 112 pixels. Make sure it's that. Move him over. Resize him. I like to zoom in at this point to make sure that he is fitting perfectly. You can get as big. You gotta remember, you want these things as big as possible because they're itty bitty images. Alright, there we go. And then save as image. We got 112 pixels is a PNG. Save file. I'm gonna do cute cat. (112). This time I'll copy it. Menu, save as image. 56, I think it is. Yep. Resizes it, save. Oh my god. So you only have to make the image once and save 3 times. That's it. 26. I believe the next one is 26. Enter. Save. 26, 28. 28. And projects, Twitch icons, come back, and there he is. 1, 2, 3 sizes, and you're good to go. Drag and drop, and you're done. Hope this helps. I know a lot of people were trying to create their little icons. It is a very simple process. Just remember the fair use policy. Do not use anything that you see that you need to pay for, and do not use it to resell, to make a profit on. Using these as your little icon images does not hurt anything. This one, I edited it, rotated it, flipped it a little bit to make it match the Korean symbol on the flag, because I am Korean, and therefore I made this one look just like, if you look that up, it looks just like that. And that is my channel points. I love it. I love it because it's me and the colors look great. So now understand the imagery behind that. So hope this helps. Have a good one, and we'll see you on stream.